This is my G35 Coupe. I'm just gonna go through all the mods real quick. If you have any questions about anything or want me to make another video explaining any of them, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. But to start, this is a 2006 G35 Coupe, and it's a sport model. It has almost 119,000 miles now. I've had it for about a year. So I bought it from a guy who brought it up from Texas. I'm in Minnesota, so this car has very little rust compared to other Infinitis from Minnesota. So since it is a newer manual G35, it does have the rev up motor, and the stereotypes and everything are true. It does burn a bit of oil. I think this one even burns up to maybe a quart every 500 miles even, which I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I think it might be getting a little extreme, but I'm hoping the car will stay reliable for me until I get out of college at least. And I will add a couple before and after pictures here. As you saw there, the car was pretty rough when I got it. It looked like it had been in little minor crashes, and things were wrecked in the front and rear bumper. Then a lot of the stuff in like the engine bay and under the car was unbolted. Things were missing, interior pieces. One of the coolant crossover tube was missing. Things were unbolted. The previous owner gave me a big box of stuff he had taken off. Not quite sure why, but yeah, a lot of it's been putting things back together, trying to make it a more reliable car, make it more OEM. But to start off, I'll talk about the lighting and the interior. So I've got all LEDs on the interior. I've got super bright LED reverse lights, which are pretty useful at night. Then I've got eBay special sequential side markers. They're white running lights, and then they turn to sequentials with the signal, and they're synced up pretty nicely. I also have the eBay special halo headlights because my stock headlights were cracked. Moving on to the interior, I will show some before and after pictures of the interior here. But the dash was ruined. It was a Texas car, so I flocked the dash. As you can see, turned out okay. Also work at an upholstery shop, so I redid the headliner with suede. And then I made a custom suede shift boot, and then I have a Mishimoto shift knob weighted, which makes a big difference in the feel in my opinion. Definitely worth it. And then I also have redone the seat, added more foam, fixed up the rip that all these cars have. So in terms of cosmetic stuff, the car is wrapped in 3M gloss cosmic blue. I did it myself. Turned out pretty good for my first time wrapping, and it's probably hard to see, but the wrap has a good amount of metallic in it, so it does look really nice and very similar to paint. So I'm really happy with the color I chose. And I got the eBay front grille. The bumper is a KBD Nismo bumper, which doesn't fit perfectly, but I'm happy with it for the price. As you can see, it's a little got some gaps there. I also did the custom side mount license plate, just made out of some aluminum pieces. In terms of wheels, those are the ESR RF2, I believe. They're 19 by 9.5 in the front and 19 by 10.5 in the rear with plus 22 offset. And then the tires are General G-Max RS's summer tires. And then the fenders do have a little bit of a roll. They were barely rubbing in the back, so I decided to roll them. But if you wanted to run this setup, I think it's doable. Maybe if it was a little higher, your roads aren't too rough. I forgot to mention the fronts are 265 35s, and then the backs are 285 35s as well. Excuse my dad working on the car in the background. And in the back I got the custom diffuser that I made out of PVC plastic that I got from work, which is a sign shop, so I'm sure if you went to your local sign shop they maybe would have something similar if you're looking to do that. I got 35% tint that I did myself, and then wrapped the roof black. Then as far as OEM stuff, it's got the OEM rear bumper, side skirts, OEM splash guards, and then the OEM, I think this was only 06 and 07 spoiler, and then the newer taillights also. So in terms of performance mods and stuff, I guess I'll start in the front. Well, to start, I have BC Racing coilovers. The previous owner put those on. And he also has SPC rear camber arms on the back, which seem to be working because my tires are still looking good after being on for like 5,000 miles. So I've got strut bar too, Megan Racing strut bar. And then when I go to the back, I'll show you. Today I just put on a diff brace, and I'm doing a custom filled with epoxy OEM diff bushing to try to fix it the best I can. But in terms of intake, this is a Stillen Z tube, heat wrapped. Then it's got the Z1 couplers, and then stock air box. I'm gonna make another video on that soon. And then I'm soon to be putting in a higher flowing filter, and I'm going to be custom fitting a velocity stack in the intake, and also attaching a tube on the bottom to suck in cold air from the bottom. Then I've got a 350Z engine cover, Nismo oil cap. I've got, this is a Amazon Mishimoto lookalike catch can. Other than that, it's the stock PCV system. I had some trouble trying to mess with it too much, so I just reverted it back to stock, which I think is probably the best way to do it for now, other than the catch can at least. And then I'm soon to be getting a plenum spacer, and then I'm going to be trying to make a custom MREV2 plenum, which I'll be making another YouTube video on that. So I got the JDM second battery cover, or brake fluid cover, and then I will also say I'm going to be doing that engine cover, probably repainting it and putting an Infinity logo onto it to make it look a little bit cleaner in there. And moving to the back so you can see, I've got the Arc Grip exhaust. I bought it used. And then we've got the GK Tech diff brace, which I put in today. I think it made a decent difference. And then my diff bushing that I just filled with epoxy, and I'm trying to heat it up so it cures a little bit faster. And then up there we got test pipes. So previous owner put the test pipes on there, resonated, not sure what brand. He did have the ISR single exit, which was a bit loud for me, kind of gave me headaches in the car. So that's why even putting the OEM exhaust back on with test pipes was still loud. But after I put this arc grip exhaust on, really made it a lot better in the daily driving frequencies, I'd say. And then when you're actually ripping on it, it's even louder than it was. So I'm really happy with the exhaust. And then in terms of what's in the future, I'm looking, I'll show you over here. So here are my plenum I got. This is an older non-rev up plenum, which I'm going to modify to try to be similar to the M-Rev by sanding these down and then porting and polishing it. And then here's my airbox that I'm making to get kind of cold air sucked into it. And I'll make another video on that, talking about differences of all the intakes I've had and what I found to be the best. But yeah, here's the car again. I'll try to start making videos talking about things I'm doing with the car. Yeah, thanks for watching.